Hey, what's up guys? Will's Garage here. In this video, I'm going to be doing a full DCT transmission oil change on my F10 M5. I've been putting this off for a while now, mainly because I'm unfamiliar with using ISTA Plus, which is a software required to get the oil level filled correctly. If you guys aren't aware, you could skip ISTA Plus, but you'll likely underfill your transmission by a few milliliters, and that's just something I'm not willing to risk. Another option is that you can drain and replace the fluid without changing the filters. In this case, you'd only need 5 quarts of oil instead of 7, and you wouldn't need to use ISTA, but the downside is you'd be mixing new oil with old oil, which is something I also don't want to do. I bought the full DCT oil service kit from FCP Euro, which comes with the transmission oil filter, the oil pump filter, and a new oil pan. It also comes with all the required hardware. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in checking it out. Before starting, make sure your car is securely raised in a level position. And the first thing you'll need to remove is the transmission cover. It's held in with 10 8mm screws. There's also a heat shield that you need to remove. Actually, there's 2 heat shields on each side that are held in by 2 10mm bolts. Never mind, this is a nut. Alright, so the fill plug is on the passenger side towards the rear of the transmission. So I'm going to go ahead and crack that open. So this is an 8mm hex for the fill plug. Alright, so you're going to need a 10mm hex to open the drain plug. Oh. It's very easy to open. And my battery conveniently died right when I started draining it. I'm just gonna continue letting it drain. Just keep in mind, it makes a huge mess. As you can see, I got oil that splashed all over the place here. Just try to lay out as much cardboard as you can to catch all the splashes. Before draining the oil, I actually tested out a cheap pair of snap ring pliers to see if it would work, and it was a big fail. Oh, see, it keeps slipping out. So I ran out to Harbor Freight and picked up this set of Icon snap ring pliers. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions on Icon, but I figure I'd give it a try. These work great. Wow. Harbor Freight Icon. These pliers work great. Next step is to pop off the oil filter housing. Oh my gosh, it's got it. Ooh. Filter's right in there. So you're doing this right after driving the car, just be careful not to burn yourself. Okay, well that clearly didn't work. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get some needle nose pliers. Try to use that to pull it out. Okay, well that
That worked really well. Right, so I got the new filter here. There's a little O-ring on the inside. You just want to make sure to oil that up with some fresh fluid before you pop it in. Alright, so you should hear an audible pop like you just heard there. If you got the full replacement kit like I did, it comes with a new plastic housing cap. And this also has an O-ring, so just remember to oil it up with some fresh fluid as well. It's gonna take some effort to push it all the way through. And I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but there's this specific groove in here that the snap ring fits in. So you want to make sure you get the snap ring seated fully in that groove. So I didn't get it straight on. It's because of the angle I'm around the car, but as long as you get it fully seated in the groove, you should be good to go. Fork socket. I'm gonna loosen it up first before. Whoa, that's not a good sign. This corner bolt here is extremely rusted. The other ones were not rusted. I'm gonna let it drain for a while. Come back and remove the last bolt from the other side. The whole thing. Alright, so the pan is out now. So now we're going to remove this white piece right here, which is the pickup for the pump. And it's held in by one 6mm. Alright, get the 6mm hex bolt out. This white piece should just pull straight out. It's hard to see here, but there's two T30 bolts diagonal from each other that's holding this piece in, so we need to loosen that. Pull this guy out. I'll just come out. Okay, so now that we have the oil pan out, the pickup and the pickup filter, this is what it looks like, but there's quite a lot of dirt right on this fork right here that you're gonna have to clean out. Get a rag and wipe this off. Do it finger tight right now for, just gonna do it finger tight for now.
Alright, so now it's time to fill the transmission with oil, and because there's nearly 7 liters of oil, I didn't want to use the traditional hand pump, so I picked up this fluid sprayer. I modified the spray tip by cutting it off and adding plastic tubing at the end. With this setup, all you have to do is pump the main unit to build up pressure and hold the trigger down to release the fluid. You're going to need an E-net cable, specifically for the F series, like the F10 M5. I don't know why, but you need specifically the Ethernet cable. It already has an Ethernet cable right here. Up to the OBD port. Alright, so now comes the part where I'm really unfamiliar with. Here I'm starting up ISTA Plus. Make sure your car ignition is on. You'll need to run a vehicle diagnosis to connect the software to your car. We're going to go to vehicle management, service functions, powertrain, DCT transmission control, adjustment, oil balancing, and then there'll be the menu on this right hand side. We're going to click and then we're going to select DCT oil adjustment. It's grayed out right now. Okay, so I ran a test, so hopefully that was what I needed to do in order to do the oil balancing. So let's go. Oh, there we go. Wow. Okay, so that was why it was grayed out. After I did the full test, it's now an option for me to select. So I'm going to select now and go to add test plan. Oh gosh, it still doesn't work. Let me just display it first. Okay, looks like it literally has all the instructions here. Continue. Continue. Read course order repair instructions. Okay, just got it. Continue. Current oil temperature 45 degrees. How's that possible? I just pumped it in. Do you wish to continue oil adaptation? That's strange, guys, because it's been about, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours since I stopped driving the car, drained the fluid, pumped in a new fluid, and yet the current oil temperature is 45 degrees Celsius. Looks like I need to wait for it to cool down then.
The next morning.
Alright, so I waited till the next morning, and surely the temperature dropped down to 27 degrees Celsius. So if you're doing this job, just keep that in mind, that even after draining the oil and pumping in the new oil, your oil temperature might not be within the range to do the job in one shot. But now we're gonna go on to the next step, and the instruction says to start the engine to get the oil up to temp. It says here to step on the accelerator pedal to 2000 RPM and hold there for a minute. After a minute, you should see the oil temperature rise. Here it's at 29 degrees, and just hit continue. And now the instructions are stating to stop stepping on the accelerator pedal and basically go and fill up the transmission with additional oil. Alright, so we're back up above now. We're gonna hit continue. It's thinking. Oh, okay. We had plenty of time. Oil temperature's at 33. So you just want to make sure you don't exceed 40 degrees. As it says here, max transmission oil temperature 40 degrees Celsius. So, and we entered above 32 degrees. Okay, so it says carry out oil adjustment procedure in accordance with repair instructions, current oil temperature. On completion of the oil adjustment procedure, you know what? I'm kind of paranoid that maybe I could fill it up some more. So let me go down there and try to pump some more in to see how it goes.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so I just checked again and it was full. So no oil seeped out. We're just about 37 degrees on the oil temp right now. I'm gonna hit continue. Oh, so never mind. It said on completion of the oil adjustment, briefly press the brake until end of function is confirmed. Okay, so we're gonna hit the brake pedal. And it says oil adjustment is now finished. End service function. So I'm going to hit continue. End service function. Continue to test plan. And looks like that's it, guys. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. The overall job was much easier than I expected. It's basically your basic transmission oil flush with changing out the filter and changing the oil pan. The main part which I was concerned about was using ISTA Plus, but as you can see, if you follow the steps and go through the instructions, it's pretty straightforward. One thing I want to note is just make sure you get a good set of snap ring pliers. Don't do what I did and you got a cheaper set, because that's just going to be a waste of your time and also a waste of money buying the cheap product. So get a good set of snap ring pliers. It's going to make your life a lot easier. But anyways, hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.